Hey, I'm back to talk about Sisterlocks one more time. Hi and welcome back to Chris the Stylist, where we find style in the happy medium between minimalism and maximalism to create a curated wardrobe just for you, usually. But today we're talking about a specific aspect of style, your overall look, your hair, or rather, my hair. If you're curious about Sisterlocks, or if you're considering getting Sisterlocks, this video just might be helpful to you, or at least I hope so. So let's get started. So I wanted to discuss a few things that you should prepare yourself for if you're considering a Sisterlocks journey. The readjustment of your concept of beauty. I've worn press and curls and relaxers and all kind of processed hair and weaves and wigs and half wigs for years. And for me, there was a pride in the maintenance of my hair, to having a sleek look, or a look that I thought was sleek and pretty, and that was always some sort of processing my hair. I decided that the way I wanted to show up and take up space and be authentic included showing up in this space wearing my own hair in a natural state. And for me, that was going to be either locks or very short crop style that not only looked nice, but was also easy to care for. And I landed on locks. My transition from distancing myself from this very Western concept of beauty took 1.5 years, but transitioning using braid styles allowed me to slowly walk away from that. So that went from relaxed hair to multiple braid styles, to a big chop, to 2-strand twists, to twist out, to Sisterlocks. And the journey did not end when I got those Sisterlocks installed, because during that first phase, the first month or 3, you don't necessarily always feel your most attractive. In my experience, let me say that, let me make it personal, because you don't have that fullness of that Sisterlocks look that you are trying to achieve. It may be kind of sparse until you have a few washes. So that awkward phase, and I do feel like I had one, that phase of Sisterlocks helped me further detach my concept of my own beauty from the viewpoint of those who are looking at me, or who were looking at me. Just because someone may not have thought I was particularly cute during those early phases didn't necessarily bother me. It was fine. And I hope you're fine through that too. Stares and inquiries. You may see people that just gawk at you, or look at you and smile with a gloss expression. Or people may approach you and ask questions about your hair, like, where'd you get it done? Who did it? How much did it cost? They're so interested in Sisterlocks, but and then they'll tell you their concerns about getting them and their reservations, or why they're excited about it. And that's fine with me if I have the time, and if you approach me with kindness, I'm happy to tell you about my Sisterlocks experience and to share my consultant's information, in any way I can be helpful. So I don't mind it. Just be prepared. People will watch you like they're watching an episode of their favorite show on Netflix. And I think that's also because even though Sisterlocks are becoming more popular, or are popular, they're not done everywhere yet, or only in places where there are higher populations of Black people. Sometimes, if you're an introvert and you don't like to talk to people who initiate conversation, or you have social anxiety, just be prepared for that aspect of it, that it may be an attention grabber and people may want to talk to you. You will see your interlock pattern for quite some time. Looking at Sisterlocks in social media and on YouTube, you don't necessarily see that it looks like a very teeny tiny braid. It doesn't look like a locked section of hair for a long time. Like, there may even be still some locks that I have that you can still see the braid pattern. I don't quite know. I think for the most part they're getting there where you don't see a lot of the braid, but just be aware when you first get them, they look like teeny tiny braids up close. For me, and this may not be your experience, Sisterlocks and my natural nails did not mix. Even when I had longer nails, let's say I soaked off these dip nails, even if my nails were at a long length, after 3 or 4 days of styling my locks, I would split them on the sides and they would come off every time and look ragged. And so just be aware of that. Sisterlocks and your natural nails may not be a good combination. Braiding and banding may be the bane of your existence, because it was for me. I asked my Sisterlike consultant repeatedly after 1 year when I could stop braiding and banding. And I wasn't able to stop braiding and banding till almost 2 years locked. And even then, I continued to braid, I just don't band. The thing that I disliked so strongly about the process was the banding, where you have to section off your hair after you braid it and you loop it and then you put the elastic around it. It was time consuming and tedious, and also hard to get those rubber bands off. But this tool here, this elastic band remover tool that I ordered from Amazon, made braiding and banding so much easier for me. But recognize that there is a blade at the bottom of this tool. There's a blade. So you still have to be very careful that you're just picking apart the band. But yeah, this changed the game for me. I will leave a link to that tool in the description, in addition to other Sisterlocks tools and supplies that I found very helpful in my journey. The random hair touch. I mentally prepared for someone to attempt to touch my hair without my consent. I thought I was prepared. I was not at all. So when it happened, I was in Chicago. I was at O'Hare Airport and I felt a gentle pat in the back of my hair. And I turned around abruptly with, eyes wide open, like, a bit startled. It was a 4 or 5 year old. And when he saw my startled expression, he slinked down into his seat like, ooh. And I did give him the angry mama look. I wanted to give him a boundary without terrifying this child for doing something that was socially inappropriate, but didn't burn the world down. If you're enjoying the video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Some people will not like your hair, particularly in the beginning stages, and that is fine. You will come to a point where the opinions of others concerning your beauty and your beauty choices are not internalized, and you can see your goals for 6 months or a year or 2 years and let their comments roll off your back. Or you can get really jazzy with them and tell them exactly how you feel about their unsolicited comments. I would, but that's just me. Yeah. Becoming aware of the things that may contribute to lock buildup. One of the things that my consultant told me would contribute to lock buildup was using oils in your hair, because it makes your hair attract these things naturally more. Another thing that I do to avoid lint and buildup, if I'm at the house or lounging or sleep, I'm wearing a bonnet all the time. I am wearing a bonnet if I'm chilling. When your hair does fully lock, and not that mine is, but when it does, those curly ends may go away. And I know a lot of people love the curly end look. I'm indifferent. I refuse to do anything to keep these ends curly. If they seal, they seal. I don't care. You will not keep your baby lock look. It is a phase that is fleeting. You will cut your hair products list significantly. I gave away so many hair products after I was locked. Right now, I use my shampoo, occasionally lay my edges with gel, and I use distilled water to spray my hair on occasion, a rare occasion, because I wear braid outs a lot, so I don't douse my hair with water after a braid out so I can kill the braid out. Why would I do that? I would advise you to talk to your consultant about what type of products they will recommend to help with itching. It may be advisable for you to learn how to retie your own locks. The lesson of the lockdown that many of us learned is that we were very dependent on our stylist. One of the lessons I learned is that I needed to know how to maintain my own hair. Not that I liked maintaining my own hair, because I don't. And if I have a choice, if I got the coin and the time, I'm going to let somebody else do it every time. But if worst comes to worst, I know how to retie my own hair. So I definitely feel like it's worth it to take the retightening class. Hey, what if you moved to a new city and you didn't know where the consultants were yet? What if, God forbid, we had another lockdown situation? We don't know the future. If you'd like to learn more about my Sisterlocks journey, I will share my very first hair video in the cards. Have a look, let me know what you think. In addition to YouTube, I'm starting to dabble a little bit in the tickety-talkities and the talkity-tickities. And so I'll leave my link in the description so you can check me out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.